Chapter 6. The T-Rex sprang out of the jungle, sending up a spray of sand. Its orange stripes rippled in the sunshine as it scanned the beach. Then it saw them. Roar! The T-Rex lowered its head. The orange crest over its eyes flashed as it stomped toward them. "We are T-Rex food!" cried Tess. Then, suddenly, there was a sound of breaking branches behind them. The T-Rex's head snapped up and it stared at the edge of the jungle. Turning around slowly, Jamie saw a second T-Rex crash out of the trees onto the beach. "Oh no," said Tess. It was as big as the first, but darker, with black stripes, and it was advancing on them. "Watch out!" Jamie rolled out of the way of a huge foot as the first T-Rex stomped to meet the other T-Rex. Tess ducked as its tail swept over her head. They watched as the first T-Rex hurled itself at the newcomer. "They're not after us," he breathed. "Maybe they're fighting over territory," Tess guessed. The first T-Rex sank its jaw into the other's throat. The dark T-Rex screeched and writhed and thrashed its tail. Then it broke free and lunged at the first T-Rex's back. It hung on, biting its neck. "Let's get out of here! Run!" Jamie dragged Tess toward the trees. Juana bounded after them. Gradually, the snarls and roars of the T-Rex battle faded into the jungle sounds. The two friends stopped in a clearing, panting for breath. "We're lost, aren't we?" Tess sat down on the ground and put her head in her hands. "How are we going to get back?" Grunk, grunk, grunk. Juana darted off into the trees. "Maybe we could follow Juana," Jamie said. "It's our best chance." After a moment, they were back at a stream. "Is this the same stream as before?" Jamie wondered. Next, Juana led them down a jumble of rounded rocks. "That's where we hid from the T-Rex," Tess grinned. They passed the purple fungus and Jamie bent down and saw the W on the tree stump. "The Juana tree," he grinned. Then they climbed the slope through the ginkgo trees and finally they were standing in the mouth of the cave. "That's how we got here." Tess pointed to the fresh dinosaur footprint by the solid rock wall. Juana stood next to it and wagged his tail. Then he stepped away, leaving two more identical footprints, but this time facing the rock. "They're your footprints," Jamie gasped. Juana blinked at him, turned, and scurried into a pile of leaves and twigs piled up in the corner of the cave. "He lives here. That's Juana's nest." Jamie rummaged in his backpack and took out the last ginkgo fruit. "This is for you, Juana," he said, putting it on the ground. "Thank you for helping us." Juana's snout poked out of his nest. He nosed the fruit back to Jamie. "I think he wants you to have it," Tess said. "Okay, Juana," said Jamie, picking it up. "I'll put it in Mom's museum," he told Tess, wrinkling his nose and smiling. Tess was gazing at the rock with a puzzled expression on her face. "We stepped forward to go back in time, so maybe we have to step backward to go forward in time," she guessed. Jamie nodded. "I hope it works." Tess turned her back to the rock face. Then she placed her right foot over Juana's print and stepped back with her left. There was a flash of light and Jamie found himself alone with Juana. "It worked," Jamie said to Juana. "That means we can come back and see you again." He patted the little dinosaur on the snout. Juana nuzzled into Jamie's hand, then curled up in his nest. "Goodbye, Juana." Jamie held the ginkgo fruit in one hand and his flashlight in the other. As he stepped back through the blaze of light, he felt the ground turn to stone beneath his feet. Then he was back in the cave with Tess. Jamie felt the ginkgo fruit in his hand soften. In the flashlight beam, he watched it shrivel and crumble to dust. "We can't bring anything back," he told Tess, letting the dust trickle between his fingers. "It's just as well," Tess said. "That thing stank." The two friends squeezed through the hole in the rock, scrambled down the boulders, and hurried down the cliff path onto the beach. Jamie's granddad was helping to pull a rowboat up onto the sand. He smiled at them and strode over. "Did you find any dinosaurs?" he asked. Jamie grinned at Tess. "We found a fantastic cave, didn't we, Tess?" "Awesome," agreed Tess. "Let's explore it some more tomorrow." Great idea, said Chimey, hoisting his backpack and turning to his granddad. If that's okay with you and Mom, just as long as you're not getting into any scrapes, the commander's eyes twinkled. See you tomorrow, Tess, Chimey said to his new friend. I'll message you later. Sure thing, Tess said as she waved goodbye. Chimey and Granddad walked back up the path to the old lighthouse. Granddad asked, You think you will like living around here then? Definitely, said Chimey with a grin. I can't wait to tell the Dinosaur Club all about it.